But I mean, they've said in the States, the United States, the CDC, Center for Communicable Diseases, have calculated, I mean, they've had about 190,000 deaths from COVID. Are they all from COVID? Who knows? The statistics are impossible to calculate now. There's been so much manipulation of what's happened. However, the CDC said that of the 180 or 90,000 deaths, 9,000 are directly attributable to COVID. In other words, there were about 9,000 people who died of COVID and had nothing else going on with them, which is about 6% of the total. So, you know, what that means, I mean, interpreting that is very difficult. What that basically means is unless you were elderly, unless you had multiple other medical conditions, you're just extraordinarily unlikely to die from this disease. And so we should have been right from the start, as I said, well, we should have been protecting the vulnerable and letting the rest of society get on with their lives. And instead of which, we protected the young and the non-vulnerable and severely damaged the elderly, vulnerable population. We got this exactly the wrong way around and killed. We did kill these people. Maybe not directly. I'm not suggesting someone shot them with a gun, but our actions are directly responsible for the death rates that we've seen in these countries. I mean, we should have been protecting the elderly. Yes, I accept in the elderly, vulnerable population with other conditions, this is quite a nasty disease. It's incredibly specific to that population. And we did know this at the start. And about the 11th of March, I was looking at statistics from Italy, where this first hit in Europe. And the average age of death was 82 at that time. I mean, this was known. This was known. And everybody should know it. So, I mean, we are just floundering about. And again, I put this down to the inability of people to say, look, we need to rethink this. We got this horribly wrong at the start. This was just a catastrophic series of errors that we got ourselves into. We have to step back from this. Just because we don't want to look stupid, just because we don't want to look like we made idiotic mistakes, just because we believed in a bunch of models that were created using figures that were unknown and have been proven to be completely inaccurate, does not mean you can't stop doing this. Please, for God's sake, stop doing this. But the reality is that lockdown and the long-term effects of lockdown are really hugely damaging to people. You're going to be killing more people with lockdown than COVID could kill. And as time goes by, the more you damage your economy, the more you damage your health service,